standard gameplay as far as the rigs are concerned for this first game, Dirk?
Yeah, I mean, just basically what you can tell from the rig draft from this game, it's sort of in Black Ops 3, we had a big 3, and this one we have the same big 3. You're always going to see the active camo, rewind, and reactive armor, always going to be taken. The last one's sort of a toss-up. Now, I'm a big fan of going with the Striker and then using the Centurion. I feel like it's a very, very OBJ-esque type thing to use, and I've seen some teams who kind of have like these designated roles bring that out, but if you're either going to see that or you're going to see the Warfighter with the Overdrive or the Claw as well. Obviously the Claw is going to take a lot longer to get than the Overdrive. That's like the major problem with it. Like, I know Clayster from FaZe is a big person who likes to use that Claw, and it's, you know, high risk, high reward, because if you're starting a hold and hill, I mean, Claw is perfect to use in certain situations, but so much similar to how the abilities work as well. It takes a lot longer to earn. Granted, you might get more kills with it, but it's kind of like a percentage, you know, type of basis what you're going to be going off for it. So yeah, so that's just one of the things. I mean, Overdrive can be very beneficial in this one as well, especially getting into those gunfights. It's kind of bobbing and weaving back and forth. And then just kind of looking at the traits, everything just kind of staying the same. You're going to see propulsion used on the rewind. It's something that brings up a little bit of controversy between players. So we're going to see that in use, basically what that's going to do.
Spider-Man.
Basically, you're just going to be flying through the sky. It's going to be very hard to take down those players if they do get up high enough. And then the shockwave's going to be used as well. Basically, just going to be able to get a big melee down on a player.
You pull a Tim Tebow. You just go like,
it's like a miniature Call of Duty Hulk smash. But like we said, we are hopping straight into this game. We're going to jump on board with the side of Rise to start off this one. Like we did bring up too, the weapon draft going to be out of the game. So you're just going to see a lot of the regular. You're going to see the OSAs and the K-bars, and occasionally you're going to be seeing maybe an MV4 we brought out depending on a certain hill. Absolutely.
So, of course, for those who don't know, I'm going to go over the maps really quickly. We'll be having Hardpoint Breakout, S&D on Retaliation, Uplink on Frost, Hardpoint on Throwback, and if it goes all the way to GameFi, which I hope that is possible, it will be S&D on some scores. So without further ado, it's time to hop into the game. Obviously, Rise Nation going up against Team Revenge. It should be a fantastic match to watch here.
Yeah, it definitely should. So we're going to start on board with Aqua, and like we said, bringing out this MV4 right here is just going to try to get this top control, but Mox is going to be able to win that gunfight. Now it's all going to go down. This hill did change with the most recent update, so instead of being inside the hut, it's actually going to be on top, but still, the main strategy of this hill stays the same. You can kind of control both sides. Personally, in my opinion, I like the teams control the security side and make them try to get that spawn trap going on the stairs. I think it is very, very effective, but then that comes with a cost as well, just trying to rotate in time to make that happen. Hill currently going in favor of this Revenge side right now. We're going on board with Weeks.
Indeed we are. Of course, Weeks coming from the opposite side. It seems that right now Revenge are going to have the more preferred side when it comes down to things. Rotation, getting ready to come into cell block momentarily. While this hill is kind of a contest fight for the most part, that next hill has to be on your main focus. Of course, Kill It coming from stairs or Spiral. Be watching and making sure that there is no flank coming from Rocks. He is going to get met in a gunfight. He ends up, I believe, losing that one, so that should be kind of interesting to see how that does play out. Aqua has managed to get into a secure position. He needs to stay up, because if he can, this could be a lot of points for Rise Nation. He's able to make it happen, but he drops from behind as Revenge start to pile on the points here.
Yeah, that was a big trade there. Now, what you're going to see is Mox go inside the hill. Now, this is one of the hills where having an MV4 player watching that shower area can very much benefit you if you have control of the spawns. But right now, what you're going to see is Mox just utilizing his wall runs, just trying to stay alive. That's all he needs to do while his teammates try to come around. He's going to be pushing through with the pistol, going to be able to pick up the kill there on Aqua. Now that completely breaks the setup from Rise Nation. They're able to get in. The crew comes in from Revenge, takes over the hill. They're going to have control of the spawns as well. 25 seconds still to go on this hill. Look for one more push from Rise before they decide to rotate to ditch.
And we'll see how they can potentially make this one happen. They're going to need a little bit of a push coming in, but not going to happen there as Mox shuts down one. Aqua and Felony actually doing some damage, so 3 go down for the side of Revenge, as it seems that the last few seconds are going to be awarded to the Rise Nation side. So, of course, a very, very close game here off the start, only being separated by a few points. And, of course, rotations getting ready to come in here, potentially over toward Graves, really whatever you want to call it, but that rock positioning going to be very, very big as Aqua was able to win the gunfight over on Killa. And actually, again, Rise Nation rotate. They get last few seconds of the previous hill, and they're also here for the rotation. That is big points that are being awarded. A major mistake on the side of Revenge.
Yeah, one thing here from Rise is you kind of have to make a decision. Do you just want to keep fighting from the side that you're on, or do you want to push through and push out both sides and make them spawn out in showers? That's a more beneficial thing to do. Obviously, controlling this cave side is going to benefit you as you rotate to the next hill, but it looks like they're perfectly comfortable with this, and it's paying off. 64 and 30 to 39. Score rising currently for Rise Nation. The break is finally going to come in. Like we said, Mox, the young gun, 10 and 3 right now, currently on a 3-kill streak, trying to work his way towards that Trinity Rocket.
And one thing that I really like about Mox is he's obviously leading the entire lobby right now, 10 and 4. Probably the only reason my Team Revenge is as close in this game as they currently are is rotations. Weeks is already coming, kind of keeping that in mind over toward commissary. commissary. But one thing I really like about Mox is it seems like the young guns don't really, or amateurs in the scene don't really know too much about communication. Kind of they have the gun skill, but when the communication it kind of lacks. One thing I really like about Mox is how willing he is to communicate. He's a very vocal guy, and he's on a group of veterans. So that's not always an easy thing. I think he's doing a really great job with the roster that he's on because he realizes, I'm not the star player maybe as far as maybe gun skill at times, but he realizes I'm around a group of veterans, I'm going to communicate and do my job, and that's exactly what he does a lot of the time. And obviously, he seems to be the leading Slayer as this game actually does go on here. Looney watching over in commissary ends up dropping. It seems that Team Revenge, Mox actually going to be holding it down in the hill right now as it gets closer and closer to that overdrive with the MV4 in hand.
And I think it's just one of the very, very underrated things is putting an MV4 player inside the hill and just kind of letting them pick those players off that are trying to attack inside, then having your Slayers outside there with their OSAs and those K-bars just stopping them. But now this is where the MV4 can be at a big disadvantage. You're being pushed in a 1 versus 2. It's going to be hard to win this one. Obviously, you see he does get traded out right there as well. And Arise going to be able to pick up the scrap time from this one. Revenge currently on the favorite side. Look for Mox to get up here and get this laundry control.
So it looks like after the first half, it will be a little bit of a lead for Rise Nation. I say a little bit, of course, pretty decent lead when it comes down to it, nearly about 40 seconds, basically an entire hill. But when we know about Breakout, your rotation's on point, you can absolutely take over a game as Looney seems to be going on a little bit of a spree here. I didn't even realize 15-8 as he's taken over the lobby as far as kills are concerned. And that was one thing that we were interested to see with Rise Nation. Of course, like I said, previous players who played for the Team Revenge organization end up actually being runners-up at CON Champs back in AW, as far as obviously Facento and Aqua are concerned. But one thing I really like about what the addition of Looney brings is he is a great communicator. And that's one thing that I've seen with the new LG team, which obviously, end up kind of changing, being a roster swap there, was that LG even realized whenever they formed the roster, they're like, we don't really have that great communication. Like, Looney is that guy who was kind of constantly letting out comms, keeping us calm and kind of being the major team captain that he needs to be. And I think that was kind of what Rise Nation needed. They end up losing Nagafin, they pick up Looney in return. I think it was honestly a good trade for them, not choosing one player over the other, but for what they were able to gain as far as communication and a good, stable person, I think Looney fills that role almost perfectly for them.
Yep, you basically hit it all on the head right here, but now you're going to see the final scrap time going to Team Revenge. Rise already going to be on this early rotation to this Prison Hill, but now you see the push coming in. It's going to be Aqua spawning all the way out. He might be able to pick off a few players here trying to hit the wall, and he's going to find one. That is going to be Killa. But the player you need to watch right now is going to be Miracle. He's going to be coming through the backside with it. Osa not going to be able to pick up that kill on Facento, and that could have been huge for him. But Facento coming out on top there, and he's going to have his rig ready.
Indeed he is. Of course, like you mentioned, rig's going to be very important when it comes down to the current point in the game. Looks like Facento, the only one who's earned it currently. Looney getting pretty close, and it looks like Mox and Miracles on the other side very close to theirs as well. So kill control currently going to the side of Rise Nation as Revenge desperately need to get some points here soon, as it seems that the rotations are not at all going to be in the favor of Revenge. If you look at the minimap in your left corner, you can clearly see they're just, they're just going to give this one up. It's like, we got to focus on Rocks, we got to focus over on this next Graves Hill. And honestly, based on how they hold this one, this could be what defines whoever wins game number one. Despite the fact that, Revenge has quickly fallen behind, and as Wheats is, gathering up kills here and there, he's got to realize the rotations are going to be coming from the opposite side. So with that in mind, Revenge, this could be kind of in some ways game one or a win or a loss, because they've got to hold this one down. They've got to get a full 60. Yeah, it definitely has, and they're kind of going with that strategy, pushing out of both sides, but it's not going to be working. And the players from Rise are going to be flooding in, picking up all these crucial kills, and just like that, they're going to have a break. So let's see what they're going to be going with here. You're just going to have Facento laying down the hill, trying to pick somebody off. He does have that rewind if he does opt to use it as well. Aqua getting near to those payloads as well. So this is where you're going to see in the game a lot of these circles are going to start glowing gold. That's when you're going to start to see a lot of these come out. But right now, Rise is just doing everything perfect by the book. These past 3 hills that they have played on, they've been able to dominate. They've been able to rotate early. They've been able to win those crucial gunfights to control the spawns throughout this entire game. Right now, you're going to see Facento hit the rewind, and just like that, 210 to 93, trying to put Revenge in the 100-point club. And streaks are earned as well. And I believe in that rotation, I think it was actually Mox who ended up using his overdrive just to rotate over into Rocks, and he ended up dropping a few seconds after that. So Riggs not necessarily being used in the way that you'd like them to, kind of in defensive manners, but nothing really going the way of the side of TR. I don't want to say it's shocked up yet, but of course the rotation's coming in there for Miracles. Tosses out a nade. Killa trying to be on the rotation as Miracles is kind of all by himself toward this right side. He doesn't even realize that they're coming from this way. Showers control comes, and it looks like Rise Nation has taken over this hill for the time being. Of course, currently contested as Wheats is trying to get his way in. Hornet being brought out, kills going on left and right, but it will be Revenge who finally is able to win a team fight. We'll see if they can get any points to add on to it, though.
And it looks scary for them, too, because they got those early rotations. We thought they got the spawns, but then you saw Killa spawn all the way out, and then he was just able to communicate that, hey, I spawned all the way out here. They're got to be somewhere. Was able to pick up 2 that pushed on the showers as well, but Revenge getting some good time on this, and they definitely need it. 20 seconds before we rotate all the way back to this middle hill, and it's going to be scrappy. But right now, Rise, they can go ahead, pick up all this scrap time if they want to. It's going to keep getting them nearer and nearer to winning this game, and just an all-around good performance for everybody so far. All the players doing their part. Vicento just are currently on a 3-kill streak, but did just get taken out as well. So let's see. The player to watch is going to be Aqua. He's going to be getting very sneaky right here. I wouldn't be surprised if he checks the security room to try to take out that player.
That timing.
It's going to be Mox trying to control that. I mean, it's just a power position, right? You can easily read it. When you go up there time and time again, you don't check your back. That's going to happen to you.
Yeah, and you got to kind of point out as this game slowly but surely does come to an end. You got to be kind of looking at the scoreboard as well. I mean, I believe Killa currently, I believe, 13 and 22. Miracle's at 14 and 22 as well. So 44 deaths combined between them. It's got to imagine that's where a major part of this game was kind of let down for the side of Revenge. It wasn't that it was a rotation battle that they lost. It was that they were getting the rotations down, just the gunfights weren't there. And this is kind of a scary thing for the side of TR, because this is not Rise Nation's best game mode. They're a decent hardpoint team, but if we know anything about the history of this roster, it's that they are an S&D team. They know uplink strategies very well. Hardpoint, this isn't their specialty, so TR.
Positions, you got to get him to just tag those players up who are pushing the hill, so it's just easy pickings for the ones who are playing out and around and slaying. But Rise Nation coming out I mean, we saw them at PlayStation X as well, placing 3rd, 4th. I mean, it was sort of one of those things going into that event. We were just kind of wondering how they would play. But now coming into this one, they look very, very strong. I mean, just everything that they did was just right down to a T. The rotations were there. They were winning these crucial gunfights. If they didn't rotate, they were able to get these coordinated pushes, utilizing their pinches and everything like that too. So that was another big thing to take away from that.
For sure. I think what we got to focus on, of course, when it comes down to the next map, which is going to be on Retaliation, I believe, for some Search and Destroy, is that the first map really kind of the tournament, rather. It's not just a series, but the first map of your entire tournament kind of dictates a lot from what I've heard pro players talk about and say it's very important that we do well. Like, if we, kind of come out a little bit of a slow start, it kind of ruins our mojo for the entire event, kind of ruins our mojo for the first series. And when it comes down to these group play matches, man, these are not easy matches. I mean, we have the largest open bracket of all time at an MLG event. I think the largest match that we've ever had as far as the Call of Duty esports is concerned ever. And so some of these open bracket teams are coming out of here. You're going to be adding another team into this. If you go down 0-1 in your pool, it's going to be really rough for you. So I think that when it comes down to Team Revenge, they've got to make sure the Search and Destroy is on point for this game number 2. Retaliation, it can kind of go in their favor.